Welcome to Detachment 128's very first podcast. This is the first of a series of recordings we'll have this semester where we'll be interviewing special guests, chatting with cadets, and understanding ROTC at a deeper level. There's a lot that can be easily missed from a surface level overview of ROTC, and our goal is to make it a bit more personable with this podcast. This will be an open discussion, so feel free to leave the phone down, open up a new tab, and listen. You won't be missing anything from viewing the video. I promise we also won't be boring you. And as you follow us into this new area, I'm sure you'll walk away with something definitely new. Today, we're welcoming Lieutenant Colonel Busch, Commander of Detachment 128. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How you doing, Cadets Rule?
I'm outstanding. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thanks. Just down here at the DSU campus, working on the flight sim.
Outstanding. Sir, how's your holiday been over break?
It's been good. It's been different, obviously, with the changes that happened this year, but it's been good being able to spend some time with family.
That's great to hear. Sir, I have an odd question for you, but I'd
Okay.
love to know your opinion. What has been your binge this quarantine? Any TV shows you've watched, any movies or activities? What have you really dived into since we started back in March?
Whew. Okay. Well, there's been a lot of shows. I'd probably go though recently. Kind of what's been taking my extra time has been VR. I got the HP Reverb G2 headset in December, and so I've just been kind of checking that out and setting it up with the for the flight sim, and just spending time doing a lot of virtual flying. It's been a lot of fun. So
Virtual
my binge
flying.
has been virtual flying. Yep.
That sounds highly advanced.
It's a lot of fun, actually, and hopefully we'll get some cadets able to get up in the virtual flying realm and be able to experience it themselves.
So that's open to cadets and they can use it freely?
We're working with the cadet wing right now. Cadet Monteo on your team. I know yourself and Cadet Espinoza. We're trying to get spun up, trained. Cadet Ernst is in charge of the sims, maintaining them and whatnot. So it's gonna be a program we roll out this semester to allow. Basically, the idea is each year group will have those that are interested in flying and kind of want to experience that to go through kind of a training syllabus that'll prep them for in a way what pilot training should or will look like when they upon commissioning and going to undergraduate pilot training. And even if they don't want to be pilots one day or CISOs or rated, the idea is to at least be an exposure to get an idea of what it is to be kind of to be a rated individual, to be a pilot. And a good thing is you can go up and fly and not have to worry about getting airsick.
I'd like to ask you a specific question regarding this upcoming spring semester. I know we're walking into yet again another COVID semester, and as we do, what should we expect with the current state of University of Delaware, our host school, and with Air Force ROTC?
Yeah, so the overall, the big news has been that we got vaccines now. So that's across the country and around the world, that's been rolled out. It's still in progress. We still, it's a process that takes time. And so, Delaware and the governor, university president, both at basically at all the colleges are working with the governor and their faculty and students to be able to get that to everybody. I would expect that's still going to take some, we're looking at a month or two here, probably for most students. There really hasn't been a timeline given, although I think you guys have received or should have received information and kind of what's going on with that. So, and as I get information, I'll obviously pass it on to you guys. So if you do have questions and you hear stuff, sometimes, through Reddit and stuff, you guys actually hear it before us. So, always give us that feedback. If you hear something or have a question, that way we can help clarify. But overall, that is, I think, going to allow us to have more in person, and kind of help the probably things we talked about last semester with herd immunity, to be able to get where we get kind of more back to a quote normal life, being able to get out more, be able to interact, have in-person class. Overall, the setup is going to start off very similar to how it ended last semester. So lead lab, we're going to have our first lead lab this next Tuesday. That'll be in person, same location, same time basically. Classes will start off virtual, and then possibly for the GMC and maybe the 300s, we may be able to roll out in person, depending on kind of where everybody's at and what the as a class decides. So just something to think about. Some opportunity there possibly to be in person. So other than that, though, it's we have more students on campus. So this week, while I was in the office, I noticed a lot of parents dropping off kids. So it looked more like the fall should have looked. And there's a lot more people walking around and kind of interacting. So for those that are on campus, welcome back. Look forward to seeing your smiling faces and interacting with you.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Let's talk about our sophomore class, our AS 200s
Sure thing.
and our AS 250s. What are they to expect this coming semester?
Yeah, so field training prep flight, it's here. I know you guys have already had some taskers, had some time to do outs that have been required. So, I think a lot of cadets, POC wise, that looking back at their 4 years upon commissioning, have always said that this is the most difficult semester. So my hope is that you guys are ready and prepared, because I know our trainers and the Cadet Monteo and the whole team are ready to get you guys ready to be prepared upon receiving your EA for field training. And this summer that you're going to be showing up ready to go, and you'll be representing the Detachment 128 well and excelling at your time down in Camp Shelby. So we actually have both right now, Captain Mayberry and Sergeant Miller are actually going to be cadre down there this summer. And so they're getting ready as well. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of people. It's a lot of coordination right now, because the number of cadets with only half going last year, it's going to be an increased footprint and of individuals, and it's going to be actually 2 overlaying, they call them shells, or what was maxes last summer. And so you'll have 2 encampments running kind of parallel to each other for a total. So that's the end goal, is to prepare you for that. But for this semester, it's going to take some determination, some effort on your part. So as a team, as a flight, encourage each other, because you're going to have some tough weeks. You're going to have some tough days. But realize is that that's what you have a team for. And so help encourage each other, and hopefully you can help each other through. But also be in communication. So if there is something big coming up that is more than just I'm feeling down today, realize is that the cadre, both the staff and your cadet leadership are here to help you. And so don't let something bad think that you can handle it, or well, time will make it better. Speak up, and we're all understanding, like, when stuff happens, life happens, and so we'll look to help you resolve that. So don't let and the earlier you speak up, the easier it is to the options we have to help you. But get psyched, get ready, because it's going to be a good semester.
It always is. Sir, I also heard that our seniors got some new news, some exciting news, possibly about some AFSCs. Would you be willing to talk about that?
Absolutely. Did my camera kick off?
It did, sir, but thankfully you still took care of yourself there.
Okay, well, sorry about that. So yeah, so our senior class, they just after the new year, got notified of their AFSC selection. And so now every one of our seniors knows what they are going to be doing. And so
And
the
sir,
release
before
list,
you
yep,
you explain the AFSCs, just to kind of explain that AFSCs are the Air Force Specialty Codes, and that's the assignment and the job that is given to cadets once they commission, correct, sir?
correct. Yeah. So your AFSC is, like you said, your assignment code, and it is what you're going to be doing. It's your job. It's kind of your area of expertise of that area. So for rated individuals, you'll probably be in an ops group. For a support type, like a civil engineer or computer engineer, acquisitions, those will be maybe under a mission support group. And that is your area that you will grow up in. That's kind of your tribe that you become a part of. So it's all right if I'm sure without further ado, you'd like me to go through the list of
Absolutely.
what
We'd
everybody
love to
got.
know.
Yeah. So drum roll. But we had Cadet Zaper. He will, upon finishes his NCLEX, will become a nurse in the Air Force, and will head down to Keesler Air Force Base to start his tech school down there. And then Dolan, Cadet Dolan, will become an intel officer. So he will be heading to Texas. Oh, I want to say Holloman, but that's not right. It's well, it'll come to me. But he will be going to tech school, and out of tech school, he'll find out which base he'll be going to. But in the intel world, he'll be responsible for all, basically informing commanders and leadership of all aspects that relate to understanding what we're doing and what the enemy's doing, or what our adversaries are doing. And so that is a wide range of different kind of specialties, just even within intel. But he will get trained up and kind of usually throughout an intel career, an officer will get to experience a little bit of all of it. And then as you grow up and mature in that area, you'll kind of focus on an area that that you prefer. And then Cadet Ernst, he got selected to be a computer engineer. So he will be going to a base right now. He had quite a number of bases to choose from, so it'll be interesting to see when the base selection comes back. But he will be on the computer engineering side of developing infrastructure, maintaining infrastructure, and responsible for a team of airmen doing that business. Cadet Espinoza, he was selected to be a pilot. So, and not just any base. He will be heading to Shepherd. He got selected for one of the coveted NJEP, Euro-NATO joint pilot training slots. And what's unique about that is, one is that it's a T6, T38 track. But what that means is that he'll be going into some type of ACC asset, so some type of fighter or strategic command, so bomber type aircraft. The other unique thing with that is that NJEP has it's our foreign national pilot training pipeline, and so he'll be flying with other countries' instructors, so individuals from our allies who come over for a few years and fly with us and instruct our students. And then also he'll have a whole host of classmates also from other countries that he will fly with. So he will. It's a competitive environment, but I look forward to hearing his time there, and I know he's looking forward to it as well. And then we have Cadet Gorman. So she was selected to be a into financial management, FM. What that is everything that deals with money and allocation of resources and assets. And so she will be in charge of a team of airmen, starting probably at the squadron level or base level, and responsible for the budgets for the wing commander, making sure that whether it's the assets that are tied to contracts in regards to building out construction, to just running the budget for the groups and the squadrons in the purchases they have. So she's responsible for all that, and even just helping airmen with their pay. So she'll be going off to training, and while she also had quite a number of bases to choose from, so it'll be interesting to see where she ends up. I know she had some overseas as well as stateside, and so looking forward to where she ends up there as well. And then we had Cadet Monteo, so she also got selected for Intel, so she will be heading off to Intel school as well. And Goodfellow, yes, that's, I was going to say College Station. It's right there in College Station, so it's a college town. But Goodfellow is where all Intel officers go, and then they will have another drop night or track select night. Probably there's something more Intel-ish that is used. I'm unfamiliar, but they will be, depending on how they rank in their class, they will get to select which base they go to and which job. And then Cadet Nielsen, so he got what he wanted. He's going to be a weather officer, so he will head off to his base of preference. Again, we're waiting eagerly to hear where that will be, but he will start off at the squadron level. Usually, kind of like he'll follow in the footsteps of Captain New, in that he'll have a small team of airmen who will be forecasting, usually for a wing. Whether, depending on which base he goes, it could be either a mobility or ACC type wing, and providing local forecast to help the airmen at the base be able to successfully complete their missions. And then we have Cadet Senos. She will be heading off to acquisitions. But before she does that, because acquisitions, they value having experience in a job, and so for that, she will be going off to be an intel officer for her first assignment. So she will also go to Goodfellow and get trained up in the way of being an intel officer. The benefit of that is that'll give her experience then when she gets to the acquisition career field and ends up in acquisitions, to understand how to run a program and what the impact of that program is as decisions are made that are kind of tied to the programmatics of either the function of the system that's being developed or testing of said system. And acquisitions deals basically with the development of any type of equipment or weapon system. So anything from a new helmet for pilots all the way to the F-35, all have an acquisition process. So depending on which project she gets put on, that'll be where she heads off to. And then finally, for also for yourself, Cadet Sproul, you were selected to be a combat system operator, which is back in the day used to be a nav or a weapons officer. They combined career fields. Now you're a combat system operator, and you'll be heading down to Pensacola, Florida, going through some joint training with the Navy there to become a combat system operator. And out of there, you're going to be there's several tracks that you are proficient in, but you'll get focused in one, whether it's a backseater in a an F-15, or whether it's a navigator on a well, I guess we don't have any legacy 130s anymore. What weapon systems would have one navs on it still? I guess ACE, yeah. Some of our combat Talon 2s would have your nav still, so you could still be a nav for a few more years until they transition out. They may. And then also Cadet Sternat. So she is going to be heading off, and I'm sorry. Also for Cadet Sproul, so you'll have a choice of career fields there, and that'll be kind of your specialty. Though you will have, I think, over the course of your career, to be able to go between the different weapon systems. or not if you so choose. And then Cadet Sternat, she will be becoming an airfield operator or operations officer. What's that? Well, airfield operations is everything that's tied to the upkeep and maintenance and execute or running the mission on an airfield. So it's the maintaining the systems that support flying. So whether it's the electronics in regards to like the ILS system that's used by aircraft to navigate through weather to an airfield to get a successful landing, to just even the radios, the comm systems, the radar. It's the lights on the airfield, so making sure taxiway lights are working, upkeep of the tower, even tower operations. All of that comes under airfield ops, and so and much more. But everything tied to that, she will be starting off with a flight. She will be in charge of the flight, and she'll have a group of young airmen that she'll be leading, making sure that the airfield is up and running and able, allowing maintenance and ops group to execute their mission. And then finally, last but not least, we got Cadet Von Duke, and she also will be heading off to Intel. So she'll be going to Goodfellow as well, and going through Intel training there. And upon her successful completion, we'll be heading off to her first base of selection. So anyway, that was probably a lot longer explanation, but that's a little bit of everything that they will be of our senior class, of what they're going to be doing here coming in the next year.
Thank you, sir, for explaining that. And it sounds very exciting. I think we're going to have some cadets that are going to be relying on other cadets to do their job and help them out. And it sounds like an exciting time is awaiting these cadets.
I will say for the senior class, the end is in sight. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, but stay focused. We got one semester still to do, but it'll be here before you know it. So, it is exciting, and enjoy it, but stay focused.
I and the rest of my class are very excited for that. Well, sir, I have one more question for you. Again, it's going to be a little off the rails here, but
Okay.
recently Disney Plus. I know Disney Plus is Netflix, Disney Plus. A lot of streaming services have kind of blown up across the quarantine because a lot of people are stuck at home. And recently, Disney made an announcement that a lot more TV shows and movies and series are coming out. Um, I'd love to know what you're keeping your eye on and what you're most excited for coming up in the next 2021 streaming year.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed Disney and their movies. I know my family grew up on Disney. I always enjoyed, my favorite, I think, was Robin Hood, the cartoon. The Fox and Baloo, with as Little John. I always enjoyed. I think that was one of the movies I'd always watch every year at my birthday. But probably most recently with Disney Plus, the reason I got it was to watch. I'm a Star Wars fan, and so it was to see The Mandalorian. It was, and I thought I've really enjoyed the first two seasons. It really, I would say, in a way, has kind of opened up a new chapter to the Star Wars universe, and it was a lot of fun just kind of going through that aspect, because we had like Boba Fett and kind of the later in the Star Wars universe series, having he was kind of the bad guy, or the adversary, but seeing beforehand, that the Mandalorian, this is the way, this is, that culture, so to speak. But anyway, yeah, so I've enjoyed that's been my Disney Plus show.
As it has been mine, and I think this is the way that Star Wars was supposed to be. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you letting me pick your brain a little bit and get some updates on that. Thank you for everyone listening. This is going to be a weekly reoccurring podcast, so look forward to it. We have some exciting things planned in the future. Again, Lieutenant Colonel Busch, thank you for joining, and have a great rest of your day.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, and I look forward to hearing following weeks, and so look forward to it. So thank you.
Thank you, sir.